Hello and welcome to a very special edition of ETNOW Startup Central. This is Krishna Kumar coming to you live from ETNOW's Mumbai studios. It is indeed a very important day to remember for many, many reasons. And right here, the main reason that we are remembering it for is the fact that the government, in its war against black money, has put 500 and 1,000 rupee notes out of circulation. What does it mean for you, the viewer? What does it mean for the startup community, especially for the fintech space, to understand all of that and how will it impact e-commerce in this country? To understand that, we do have very special guests and a power pack 20 minutes lined up for you. I'm going to hand this across to Chandra to bring in our big guest today. Chandra.
That's right, Krishna. You know, this is a red letter day. Some people are calling it the biggest reform since 1991, and for very good reason as well. But before we come to the impact on you and me, how we can really survive cashless, so to speak, we have to bring on a very special guest, because remember, the immediate impact that this is going to have is on two key sectors as far as the startup ecosystem is concerned. A very big advantage as far as the digital wallets are concerned. So it's advantage Paytm, Freecharge, the likes of MobiKwik, UPI players like PhonePe, and also the UPI apps of banks. So it's an advantage for all these players, because there will be a big push for digital money now. In fact, Freecharge and Paytm already say that they are seeing a huge uptick. But I think the negative, at least in the near term, will be for e-commerce players, for grocery players, because more than 60% of deliveries happens on cash on delivery. Now, they have now banned cash on delivery. Most of these players are refusing to take the COD option. So near term, it will impact business. The rate of returns might go up, but I guess we have to see how they work around this in the meantime. But to really get a big voice on this, we're joined by one of India's unicorns in the e-commerce space, Kunal Bahl, the co-founder and CEO of Snapdeal, who is obviously very excited with this development, considering Snapdeal acquired Freecharge a couple of years back. Kunal, just want to get your first reaction to government's decision to, do away with 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. How do you react to this development?
I think my view is this is probably the real Swachh Bharat, because it's truly taken all the black money out of our economy, and literally overnight. That's obviously the primary goal. I think the outcome of this is also going to be that India will become much more cashless, and there will be a structural change that will come about, driving up the traction for digital payment and a cashless economy.
All right, Kunal, this is Krishna coming to you from ETNOW's Mumbai studios. I wanted to ask you, what sort of an opportunity does this, throw up for the likes of Snapdeal and the e-commerce space as a whole, for that matter? It may suggest that the wallets like Freecharge and Paytm will clearly benefit. So, will it be wallets that will see massive adoption?
Yeah, I think we took a very bold bet about 18 months ago in combining payments and commerce when we acquired Freecharge. A lot of people questioned that move back then, but I think 18 months later, especially with the announcement that happened yesterday, we feel highly validated in the hypothesis we had a year and a half ago when we said commerce becomes stronger because of digital payments, and digital payments become stronger because of commerce. And both of these make a much more powerful combination. Going forward, you will see us take out many interesting features, products and initiatives that will further drive adoption of digital payments, both on Snapdeal as well as the hundreds of thousands of merchants on Freecharge that already accept Freecharge.
Kunal, I'm sure Freecharge is a solid bet in the current circumstances, but the reality is that 60 to 70% of e-commerce orders for most players still happen on a cash on delivery basis. So what impact is this likely to have on that front?
Yeah, I think, look, we are at about 50% currently as cash on delivery at Snapdeal. one of the advantages that we have, which most other e-commerce companies in India don't have, is we have a large digital payment system in FreeCharge, which makes payments frictionless and reliable. And as consumers move away from cash for obvious reasons, the question they will ask is, who offers the most seamless payment experience, digital payment experience? And the answer to that would be us. So obviously there may be some short-term adjustments that consumers will have to do, but in my view, it's always much more convenient to do digital payments than do cash on delivery.
Kunal, I just wanted to discuss the problems that a decision like this has on an immediate basis with you, and I wanted to ask you, how exactly you're planning to mitigate the impact of issues caused by, the cash on delivery orders.
Yeah, we've currently capped the transaction size of cash on delivery orders to 2,000 rupees. We feel that should suffice given the current flux that exists. For orders that are already placed, we'll give consumers an opportunity to reschedule their delivery so that they can pay for the product and they can receive and pay for the product a couple of days later when they have access to cash, if that's still their preferred method of payment.
Lastly, Kunal, before we let you go, can't help but ask about the US election outcome today. So, what's your own take from someone in the startup and internet ecosystem?
It's obviously been a very yo-yo election. From my perspective, what I'm really focused on is what impact does it have on our country, and I think India is such an important player in the global geopolitical arena today that irrespective of who is president of the United States, India will have to be a very important part of their narrative. So from that perspective, I feel secure about India's future irrespective of who gets elected. But obviously, it's a separation from the past that the United States is likely going to see in terms of political leadership. So interesting times ahead for sure.
Thanks for that, Kunal, and thank you for joining us on such an important day on the whole issue of the currency being done away with. It will be interesting to see how the likes of Snapdeal deal with this going forward. But Krishna, away from Snapdeal, two more important players of the ecosystem. In fact, one of the biggest winners, of course, is going to be Paytm.